Welcome to We Watch Stupid. I'm Roxy, and all of my other podcast co-hosts bailed on me, so we're here with my partner Luke again.
Oh yeah, Plan C, baby.
More like Plan D.
Yeah, Leary, yeah.
But I really appreciate you doing this. You're the best. Who do you want to start with?
We can start with Gino and Jasmine, the classics.
Okay. So, they're going to buy a wedding dress. They're walking up to the store, and Jasmine is wearing a jumpsuit from what appears to be 1974 with all of her boobs out. What do you think about the jumpsuit?
Yeah, I mean, classic Jasmine style there. If you got it, then might as well show it, right?
I forget what they were talking about, but Gino says something like, "I'm not that cheap," and she's like, "Yeah, you are."
Oh yeah, wrapping her in a blanket instead or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like, I'm cheap, but not that cheap. Like, eh.
She says it's unusual to bring your fiance to the wedding store or wedding dress shopping, but then she's like, "But I can't drive. How am I going to get there? And how am I going to pay for it?" He's obviously not going to give her the credit card for even like 1 second.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of funny, and then I remembered that, yeah, he already gave her like $2,000 for a wedding dress, and then she's spending on like
I think it was $4,000 for a wedding dress.
However much it was, yeah.
Which also proves that he knows how much a wedding dress costs. Like, he gave her $4,000 before, and now he's saying his budget is $1,000. Come on, man.
It was all just haggling. I mean, he was happy with 2 at the end. Jasmine was smart. She went on and put on like a $5,000 dress, so get the price point up there, and then $2,000 sounds cheap. That's really, really well played.
She tells him like $1,000 dress doesn't exist, and she's right unless you're going to like David's Bridal on sale or something. Like, this just feels a little bit fake to me because he knows that dresses can cost $4,000
for sure.
She also tells him to get drunk when she goes to try on the dresses, which I thought was funny.
Yeah.
Because maybe he'd be like, I don't know, a little bit more willing to spend or something.
Yeah.
What do you think about how he was sitting in that chair?
He looked hilarious. Yeah, it looked like it was like a huge chair or something because he was so slouched over in it.
Like, I don't know what's wrong with this man. There's so many things wrong with this man.
Yeah. He
was like both slouching and making himself smaller, and then it made the chair look bigger. Mm-hmm. And then he was also you don't have to rest your arms on the armrest. You can just put them in your lap or like on your knees.
I can picture in Gino's mind, he's being like, well, they're armrests. I mean, I really have to rest my arms on them.
He looked fucking bizarre.
Yeah, he did.
What did you think about the dresses?
No, yeah, I mean, honestly, they were like decent dresses. I feel like a lot of people get like horrendous dresses, and they weren't bad looking.
Yeah, I did like the strapless one she tried on that just made her boobs just look like 2 gigantic melons just like popping out. Like, that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
It was just like bimbo gets married.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the one she picked, we kind of talked about it. It was like weird that it had like the waistline was so abrupt kind of. But I think that's what you get with the cheaper dress. I don't know. I've never gone wedding dress shopping. I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote down that he's fidgeting so hard when she tells him the price of the $5,000 dress. That was kind of crazy.
He's like ripping the chair apart. He's like playing with the seam.
I'm innocent. I didn't know the price.
Yeah. That was a setup. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
He also keeps saying that, oh, I just want her to be happy with the dress. I just want her to be happy with the dress. How much does it cost? That's outside the budget. Blah, like, do you really give a shit?
Yeah. True.
I'm also suspicious of her saying she's dreamed of this wedding all her life because, like, 2 episodes ago, whenever they've talked about the wedding before, she's like, I don't want a wedding. I've never wanted a wedding. I just want to get married on a beach. Or like, I just want to elope. And then she tells us that she didn't have a wedding the first time either.
Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't really check out.
That doesn't track for me.
Yeah.
I call scam, production fraud, whatever.
Yeah.
So then they go to what Jasmine says, a town that looks like cowboy movies, to go check out a wedding venue. Jasmine says Gino wants a super antique wedding venue so he can wear his fedora hats.
Yeah.
And it'll look something closer to his age.
Yeah, that part was great. Very true.
Did you look at any like barns or anything when you were looking for wedding venues?
Yeah. Yeah, I've checked out some. Yeah. Usually they don't do everything and they're not cheaper like that. But that one actually looks pretty nice.
For like $5,000, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if it comes with everything.
Yeah.
Jasmine, I'm surprised that Jasmine likes it because she says it looks like a museum.
Yeah, which she liked for some reason, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't really get it, but I don't know. She seemed to like it, but then didn't want him to know. I like that. It's like...
I feel like I need to take more pages out of her book.
No, you don't.
She always knows how to hold a little leverage.
Yeah,
like get a little leverage. What, you don't want me to hold leverage in every way that I can in our relationship?
No.
What, do you think I have enough?
That works great when you're calling airlines after they messed up your flight, but please don't try and do that and get free whatever out of me. Yeah.
I don't know. Anything else about them going to the venue?
No, not too much. It was pretty chill.
I would say their argument outside, it kind of felt to me like they've already booked this place and it kind of felt put on for the show, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's not even worth... I feel like it's not even worth necessarily talking about the ways that production frauds us.
Yeah, it definitely happens.
So then they go to dinner, and for some reason there's like techno Italian music playing.
Hell yeah.
I think they're just trying to really play up that Gino's family is a bunch of xenophobic Guidos. I'm familiar because that's my mom's family.
Mm-hmm. Those pure Michigan Italians.
Yeah. I know, right? Just, if people don't know, Italian American Guidos are like some of the most obnoxious people. Like, they will talk about the motherland, the homeland, whatever. But you ask those people to get on a plane and go to Rome, and they will shit their pants. They're so scared of leaving the country.
Yeah.
Anyways, so they meet up with Gino's family. These are probably the only 4 people that like actually want to be on camera with them.
Yeah.
It's Dana again, his wife, I'm guessing a daughter, and then that guy Anthony, who was like a piece of shit when Jasmine first met him.
Yeah, Gino's nephew.
Yeah. Gino says it's important for Jasmine to put an effort with his family, but doesn't seem like he's willing to talk to his family about them being xenophobic bigots.
Oh, yeah, he's not. I mean, in that whole scene at the restaurant, he only talked like once or twice. He's just sitting there kind of like bearing it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think is the responsibility for Gino in this situation?
I mean, I think Gino should have to stand up, and I think that's why he's like nervous at first, but everything went okay, so he didn't have to jump in. But I feel like he definitely should jump in if
Yeah.
he intends to marry her. You know that's going to come back to bite you.
Yeah, the first time that they met in the US, they were just like jumping down Jasmine's throat with all these like really idiotic xenophobic questions.
Yeah.
And he didn't really seem to understand her point of view after that. So then Jasmine just launches into how she's feeling. It doesn't even seem like they've ordered drinks. I don't see any wine glasses on the table. Like, this is just raw dog emotion.
I think that guy Dana had a salad in front of them. I think there was some cutting around, but they conveniently had it cropped so you couldn't really see the table. But yeah.
Yeah. I was just like, the way that it played was just that.
Just immediately.
Yeah, they're just raw dogging
yeah, exactly.
into this meal. And she just starts talking about how anxious she was to come to dinner and how she doesn't want to feel anxious at every family gathering. And she's like, I need you. Yeah. I need you guys. Does she?
I mean, it worked. And I mean, it is her only, like, people around, so I get it.
I would be so depressed if these were the only people that I knew.
Yeah.
I would be so depressed to be in Michigan.
Yeah.
But
that seems to slowly be getting over that.
I guess, yeah.
We'll see.
And then for some reason she apologizes for being bitchy and rude to Gino. Did you think that was necessary?
I don't remember what their dinner was like originally with them, so like what their take on it was. I mean, she's had her share of crazy moments for sure. They both have. But I don't know. I think she was just trying to like play it off cool and make everybody happy, and I mean, it honestly worked pretty well.
I guess, yeah, just play it up for the family.
Yeah.
Tony said he was just worried about his awkward uncle, and then Jasmine goes, he's not awkward, he's super awkward.
Yeah.
That's great. And then they toast with a mix of water and maybe like iced tea.
Yeah.
I'm just like, why? Like, Gino's a total wino. I don't understand why they're not drinking at dinner.
Yeah. Maybe it was lunch.
Should I not be this obsessed about this?
Toasting with water.
Yeah.
Pet peeve.
Anyways, anything else about them?
Yeah, that's about it.
Who do you want to go to next?
We just going.
Go in order?
Yeah.
Okay.
Clayton and Anali. Eesh.
Clayton's trying to lose 20 pounds, 10 kilos before his wedding the next day by doing weird calisthenics and squeaking in the driveway.
The squeaking, yeah, is like the closest this episode got to the guinea pigs. Yeah. It didn't need them to make him look bad this episode. Yeah, and his little fake crunches that were like lifting his head off the pillow. Yeah, it's like so slight. Yeah. All right, man.
I don't even understand why you would try at this point. It's bizarre.
No, if you want to lose weight that fast, like dehydrate yourself would be the only thing you could do in a day, you know?
Oh yeah, he should be like
not
chugging laxatives and shitting his pants.
Yeah. Sit in a sauna and don't drink water. I don't know, but yeah.
So he got an officiant and hair and makeup artist for Anali.
Yep.
Very exciting. Didn't think he would figure that out.
Yeah.
And then Anali comes outside where he's being cringeworthy in the driveway, and they ask each other about their bachelor and bachelorette parties. And it pretty much just goes downhill from here.
Yeah.
He obviously doesn't have anything to say because his bachelor party was like playing video games and like circle jerking in the pool.
Yeah. Being like an 8-year-old.
What do you think about how she described her bachelorette party?
Oh, I thought that was great. The immigration. I thought it was immigration because he was dressed up as a cop thing. That was hilarious. Yeah. And I mean, she was just trying to be like honest too.
Okay.
For the most part, at least. I mean, she definitely enjoyed it. Like, Yeah, but
She said she told the stripper to get away several times. You watched that episode.
I mean, she might have in jest. Yeah, that part was not authentic. But at the same time, does he need to know that? You know what I mean? Like,
well, he's gonna see it because there was a whole film crew there with her.
Oh no, yeah.
I love that she said that we were on a bus. I couldn't throw the stripper out the window. I think at some point she also says she didn't want to be rude to Brandy and like not enjoy the stripper that she paid for.
Yeah, I mean, get your money's worth. Yeah.
I'm Team Anali, obviously.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
I just love the way that she spun that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to keep that in mind too.
Oh yeah.
I'm learning a lot from these women on this show.
Should I learn from the men or? I don't think anybody wants that.
No, in this case, you haven't seen this show.
Yeah.
So, yeah, then it's the like inquisition of a lifetime. Doesn't seem like he wants to drop it, even though she asks her to drop the questioning about the stripper.
Yeah, several times.
Several times. He says he's the victim of the stripper. Oh, he calls Brandy to whine about it and says that he's the victim of the stripper.
Yeah. And seems like she's trying to give him decent advice and he's just being a smartass, which seems to be their relationship. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
We're starting to see more and more why Brandy thinks Clayton is an idiot and like is what he describes Brandy as rude and a mean person, but I think we see why
she's
Brandy,
trying to call him out. She's trying to help him. Yeah.
I think we see why Brandy would be rude and mean to him because he's a dumbass.
Yeah.
First of all, and then she has to pick up his problems.
Yeah.
And then he's not grateful and rude about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, typical younger sibling.
Don't know anything about that.
So, Anali says that he's just going to keep questioning her and she just wants to go back to Peru and never talk about it again. So, pretty good sign given that they're getting married tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think she just realized that is the rest of her life. It's those kind of things. It's like... never gets dropped. It's gonna come back again. You're just gonna add on to it.
She does say like 3 times, like, I don't want this to be my life.
Yeah. She's like, I hear you, but what exactly happened? All right? Yeah.
This feels like autism gone wild. He just needs to know every single detail. He can't drop it until he knows everything. Like, he can't stop.
Yeah.
It seems like compulsive. Almost.
For sure.
Like he like literally can't seem to control the questions.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, he does seem very like he's not apologetic for doing it though. He seems very like self-involved. So I think therapy would go a long way, right?
He literally calls himself a victim of the stripper.
Yeah, like that kind of shit is like, all right. There's one thing your mind racing and like it being hard for you to get over things, but like you don't need to play the pity card. Yeah. The victim card.
He also like can't respect that he's being very controlling.
Yeah.
And he can't respect that she wants time to process alone. Like he can't seem to comprehend that, which I thought was super weird and dismissive of him because she keeps saying, I want time. I want to go to my room, my own room, and think. And he was like, think about what? What are you thinking about? Are you thinking about leaving me? What are you thinking about? And she's just like, to think.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about processing by yourself in silence?
Mm-hmm. It can be done, all right? Just not when you live with certain people. Make it difficult, you know.
You're looking at me in a really pointed way. I'm not Clayton.
Yes.
I'm not the Clayton in this relationship. Don't make me out to be a villain.
Guinea pigs, rabbits, they're, you know. Kidding.
We're done with them. Rob and Sophie!
Yay.
I fucked up in the last episode. I thought they were getting married in like 2 days. They have 19 days.
Oh. Okay, they're not gonna make it. I mean, you just, like, you gotta look at the timing on the show. Everybody else is, like, just to the wedding. Like, it's happening tomorrow. You know, the timing's always, like, if you only have an episode more left and you're 19 days to wed, and they have plenty of content. It's not like they didn't have any filler. No way they're making it.
Wait, that's a good point. We have 2 more episodes.
Yeah, no way Rob and Sophie are making it. They're about to split. You know what I mean?
I hope to fucking God, because...
Oh, yeah, 100%. They're both horrible.
He's heinous.
Yeah.
Oh, you think she's horrible?
I just think she's like, she just really wants to be married. She doesn't, I don't know. I think she's just really interested in the marriage. I don't think she's horrible.
I think she's interested in being in the U.S.
I think she's interested in that.
influencer.
I think she's in her early 20s, which is somebody in my 30s. It's definitely negative. Yeah. We just saw different, like, plans at that point, but
I know she brings up towards the end of the episode, like, all the major things that they fought about, and it was her having, it was like children, her sexuality, and then relationship with her mother.
yeah.
Those are 3 gigantic issues. And, like, the reason that she's nervous about having kids is because of, like, a literal medical problem she has, and he was an asshole about it.
Yeah.
And then her sexuality, she can't help that, and he was an asshole about it.
Yeah.
And then we don't know the whole backstory about the, like, relationship with mom, but I mean, like, if you walked into a room and Rob was there, like, I feel like it would just be a bad vibe.
Yeah.
Like, he's just like a storm cloud of a person.
Yeah. It's like kind of like a weird pity me vibe, but like,
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm cool at the same time. Yeah.
He has, like, no self-confidence. He has, like, no self-esteem, and yet expects everyone to, like, worship the ground he walks on. It's very odd.
Yeah, it is.
It's very, very odd to me. So, yeah. I mean, I hope they don't get married, but I think they will.
I don't think they will. Yeah, we differ on them.
Okay. So she goes down to meet him. She's like leaving her mom's hotel room, and he has this stank face on waiting at the car. And he asks her twice if she missed him, and she says yes both times. And I think he's just so insecure.
Yeah.
He's so insecure. And then the whole ride, he's just bitching about how he felt so abandoned because she was, like, on her mom's team about his apartment being a piece of shit. The thing is, literally anyone would walk into that apartment and say that it's a piece of shit because the bathroom is outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
it's weird.
There's nowhere to put anything.
Yeah.
The kitchen is, like, a mini stove and then a commercial sink for some reason.
Yeah. It's a mess. Or just, like, small and very weird, but...
And, like, just, he has no sense of humor.
Yeah.
Like, he could make a joke. He could laugh about it a little bit. And I feel like that would go so much further with Sophie's mom.
Yeah.
But then he's not funny. He's not interesting at all. So he can't do that.
Yeah. He's, like, not willing to put himself second. Ever.
No. And I feel like in the conversation in the car, like, he was kind of trying to get to a point of, like, controlling what she thinks. Like, he kept bringing up, like, it seemed like you weren't there for me. Like, just something about it. It was all manipulative and controlling. But I feel like he was trying to get to the point of, like, controlling what she thinks.
Yeah. But I think he's probably a shock for him, too. Like, I don't know. Rob has her so outside of her comfort zone and, like, her area, right? So, like, the only people that are around are Rob's people.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone's going to be on Rob's side. And, like, as soon as it's different, he is not happy about that, you know?
I think he's obviously super threatened by Mom because
Yeah.
he knows that Mom can get to her in a way that he can't.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it doesn't even seem like he likes her. Like, he's not nice to her.
Yeah.
So I'm like...
Not nice to anybody.
True. Yeah. So she apologizes because she knows that if she doesn't apologize, the argument won't end. And yet when they get to the apartment, he wants to go outside and talk more about the same shit.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like a standard on the show. People need to be able to like drop things or give things time, and nobody does that. Yeah.
Well, they do only have 90 days, so...
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. So she says that he needs to apologize for being rude to her mom and that she doesn't know why she keeps fighting for it because he just wants to sit there and feel bad and make her feel bad. And I think that's completely true. Like, he just wants to wallow.
Yeah.
Like, that's his personality is like wallowing in self-pity.
Yeah.
It's like so sad.
It's weird.
It's super weird.
Why do you want to be upset? Yeah.
And she brings up all of his childish Instagram posts. We heard about like one of them when she was in the car with her mom, but there's like, he posted like 6 times in 24 hours.
Yeah, that part sounded really cringy, and he was like trying to act like they weren't at her. I was just reposting some memes. Like, all right, those didn't even sound like memes, and really, right after a fight, like, oh, totally random, my man. Yeah.
Totally random. He said, I didn't post it for other people. I posted it because it was relatable. Okay, you're relating to it, therefore you're in your feelings about it with relation to Sophie.
Yeah, for real.
And then he like keeps trying to explain it, and he says, I don't know, there's no way for me to not sound like I'm 19.
Yeah.
Because you are. Emotionally, you are. I would even say younger. Like, I feel like 19-year-olds would have more self-awareness than Rob.
Maybe. Yeah. But, yeah. It makes sense, because she's like, what, 23 or something like that?
No,
so.
she's like 20.
Yeah, it's somewhere right around there. But
21.
Perfect.
Like, I don't think she can even... Oh, no, she can drink.
Yeah.
She's 21, 22.
At least 21.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. And then she tries to get him to acknowledge that him posting all that stuff made her feel bad. And he dismisses it. And then she was like, no, you need to understand it's not like your intent. It's how it made me feel.
Yeah.
And he should apologize, and he won't.
Yeah.
He's just such a shitbag. And it takes a lot of back and forth with this, and her crying so hard for him to admit that he can see her point of view.
Yeah.
And then he says, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings over some social media posting. Do you feel like that's a genuine apology?
I do not. I actually do not think so. Yeah.
And then he says he's trying to be better and consider her point of view, but like 10 seconds ago, he dismissed it, and his apology seemed pretty sassy and not genuine to
Everything
me.
he says sounds sassy.
Yeah, so in her ITM, she says she doesn't know if he can change. Or no, maybe she says that to him. I can't remember.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She says she wants him to take constructive criticism as that and not an attack. And then he like tries to butt in. And she's like, no, you need to take accountability. And he's like, oh, well, I can't do that if it's shady. If it's shade. I'm like, oh my God, this man.
Yeah.
Is like, it's like talking to like a toddler.
Yeah.
Well, no, a petulant teenager.
Pretty mature. Yeah.
Like a petulant teenager. Like, I don't know how she is dealing with all of this. I mean, she's clearly at a breaking point.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was interesting, though, that the one thing that she said was like, oh, I can still leave, in this episode at least, is when he just, like, was being unhappy. It seems like, yeah, I don't know, that goes what I was saying earlier, like, she wants to be happy. That's, like, a big thing to her.
I mean,
And he
doesn't
just
everyone?
wants to be unhappy. Yeah, but in like more, he's done plenty of other shit that was like to me a bigger red flag.
Sure.
But the
Yeah.
thing where she actually like threatens to leave, it's just like him being a grump. But you do have to deal with that 24/7. So
She seems like, yeah, like a pretty genuine, just like normal-ish person, besides the fact that she's like, most of her income is made on OnlyFans, but
yeah,
whatever.
sure.
She's young, do it while you're hot,
Yeah, might as well.
And yeah, like you want your like Anali, like you want your every day to be like an inquisition. You want your every day with Rob to be just like a storm cloud where he just tries to pick at you and bring you down to where he is.
Yeah.
I've never seen someone that needs an antidepressant so badly.
Yeah. He's definitely the type to like, if he was having a bad day and you came home like too happy or something, he would try and piss you off just because he'd be like offended that you're happy when he's not.
Well, I think he does it to her like every day.
Yeah.
Like it seems so, maybe, and maybe this is editing, but it just doesn't seem like we see them laughing or like having fun together.
Yeah.
It's just like him being a grouch all the time.
Yeah.
For
totally.
over like the slightest insult to his ego.
Yeah.
He sucks. Anything else about Rob the Knob?
No. Like I said, I don't think it's going to happen for them.
You want to bet on it?
I'll bet.
All right. We'll come up with the odds. Sam and Citra, they get married.
Oh, yeah.
They're rehearsing their wedding and talking about where all the shit's gonna go. Like, they're getting married tomorrow. This was concerning.
Yeah, that kind of seemed producer like, we need a scene of you out here talking about it. I don't know, just like they were kind of just like pointing to the same spot. That whole scene was just weird to me. It seemed so fake. I don't know.
And then so they're like walking back to the house. Sam says he's not after just sex, but he's really excited about sex.
Yeah.
We know, Sam.
Yeah, we know.
You've said it like every episode thus far.
Yeah.
Citra says she's scared and thinks it might hurt.
Yeah.
Which, that's on the table.
Yeah, it might.
I get the feeling that Sam isn't packing.
Yeah, agreed. You never know. You never know.
Yeah. We've been watching a lot of Naked Attraction, and yeah. It's kind of wild.
You never know.
You never know. So Herman is trying to teach Sam how to pray before they go to the mosque, and he says he can't bend his feet like Indonesians.
They're so small.
Indonesians are so small and they're flexible. It's like, man, if you just did anything besides, I don't know, eat mac and cheese and drink beer.
Yeah.
Maybe you...
We're just like... Look into this a little bit before
I know
you literally convert and get married into a religion, but okay.
I really don't like Sam. I'm very nervous about what Citra's life is going to be like.
Yeah, I don't know. They seem to like me and Roxy differ on this one. I don't know. I think Sam is like a dunce, but I don't know. Maybe I feel for him in some way. Seems like he had a rough upbringing, but they do seem like they love each other and they seem like happy to be together and that they're like trying to make it work. So
yeah,
it's more than most people on this show by far.
Fair enough. I guess Citra has been kind of like complicit in like the lies.
Yeah, exactly.
Around his addiction and arrest.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I have no idea why she's so into him, but,
Yeah, at least it doesn't seem like he's been hiding any of that stuff from Citra, so.
Well, he didn't tell her he might go to jail until she got to the U.S.
Yeah.
So.
True. Yeah.
I don't like him. Dad reminds him he needs to pray 5 times a day. You think he's going to be on it?
Not a chance. Not a chance.
This guy can't even file paperwork to keep himself out of jail.
Yeah.
5 times a day? No way. He also keeps talking about this being like some turning point for him. Like anything else has had high enough stakes for him to get his shit together before.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't buy it.
Yeah. I don't think it's the best way to do things, but so plenty of people have done things, I guess.
It's clear he hasn't even done like a basic Google about what he's getting himself into.
Yeah.
And then he keeps talking about like that's like why New Year's resolutions fail, because people think like, okay, January 1st, I am a new person.
Yeah.
And that's not how it works. Like, that's why I've been so frustrated that it seems like he hasn't been implementing any of these lifestyle changes.
Yeah.
Oh, like slowly over time.
Yeah.
Because then it's going to be, like this rude, abrupt awakening.
Yeah. But I'm nervous too. He's like putting in extra effort so that he doesn't lose Citra now. But like, does he feel safe once they get married and then he doesn't put in the effort?
I think that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So he has like this heart-to-heart with Herman, Citra's dad. And Herman says to take care of her. Don't waste my child.
And he said, don't waste my daughter after he talked about making her a grandmother. I don't know if you caught that. So I think that was like in reference to like having kids.
Oh, so like
classic. Yeah.
Have a lot of kids?
Yeah, I think so.
Interesting.
Don't waste her and not have children. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess Herman's on board with Sam being a horn dog then.
Yeah, as long as he gets kids.
I guess. Ugh. Sam says he wants to be like Herman and his wife. I thought that was a pretty good little tidbit. To throw in there, kiss ass a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Herman says he believes that Sam can take care of her. I don't know what that's based on.
Yeah.
But he can see their love and accepts them getting married. So.
Yeah, well, they don't speak the same language, so.
Yeah. And then in the ITM, Sam goes, thank God. Allah, we got his blessing.
Yeah, the way he said it too is so American. Yeah.
Allah.
Yeah, Allah.
So then they get to the mosque, and Sam admits that he doesn't know anything about the conversion, and he's nervous because he could bring shame. And I'm like, well, you could have done something about that.
Could have done something, yep.
You could have read something or... Yeah.
Anything, yeah.
So, in the ITM, he asked Citra if she was skeptical about him converting, and she said he didn't really show her he was serious. I'm like, oh, okay, so you know he's a complete dumbass.
Yeah.
And you're still here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm starting to feel less and less bad for Citra, I guess.
Yeah.
I still don't like Sam, but I guess she's ride or die.
Yeah. Seems like you never know. They could be all right together.
Yeah. So then Sam makes voodoo for the first time, but like doesn't take his socks off. It was very awkward.
Yeah.
Like, how are you gonna wash your feet with your socks on, bud?
Yeah, right.
And then I forget his name, but Sam's dad shows up.
Herman.
No.
Oh, okay.
Citra's dad is Herman.
Yeah. Sam's dad.
What do you think about Sam's dad?
Oh, I think it's hilarious. I don't know if y'all watch King of the Hill, but that is old man. Oh my goodness. Dale, yeah. It's like, I guess got the hat on, the glasses down, smoking a cigarette, and like immediately talks about aliens. I was like, yes. But at least he's like, also seemed like a total weirdo, but at least was like caring enough to be there.
Yes.
Just so Sam wasn't alone. That was actually pretty sweet for, yeah.
Yeah. He says all He says all religions are interesting to some extent. I thought that was like a diplomatic thing to say. He's like, they're interesting. I'm just like not into religion. But I do think that an alien came and stomped around on my roof and then peed on my lawn.
Yeah. It was like, yeah. Exactly. Rob the pyramids. Yeah, I can't remember how he said it. It's like, yeah, I think if there is a god, he's like from a different solar system.
Oh,
or something.
yeah.
I was like, this is like such a weird take for an atheist, but all right, yeah.
Also, like, why couldn't the god that's people believe in on planet Earth be from another solar system?
Well, that's probably what he believes, that it's like an alien. Yeah,
I
don't
see
know.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. He shows up, like, chugs, like, 40 ounces of soda
Yeah, got the big
in
gulp.
the parking
Yeah.
lot and then smokes a cigarette on the hood of his car. Like, immediately. I just think he's such an odd person.
Yeah, really.
And doesn't take the sunglasses off.
No, got the wrist guard on. Yeah.
So weird. Do you know, like, do you have an uncle like this or anything?
Not like that, really.
Okay. Yeah, I don't.
No.
I have no reference point for this type of person.
Yeah, King of the Hill is really mine. Yeah, it's Dale Gribble, 100%.
I have a friend whose husband is into ancient aliens, but not, I don't think, as like deep.
Yeah,
as
seriously.
this guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also have like told that person, like, you know, that's a racism, right? Ancient aliens is like a racism. He's like, no, it's like everywhere. I don't know. It's dumb.
Yeah. Wouldn't happen if Europe had its own pyramids, but no.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Nothing in Europe.
Yeah,
is...
Notre Dame.
Oh, no, wait. No.
Made by aliens.
No, someone. She was like, oh, it's ancient aliens is like equal opportunity. Some people think that the sealing of the Vatican or whatever is done by aliens. So that's the one example where it's not a racism.
The one example.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Anyways, Sam's dad said he was left alone a lot in his marriage and on his side of the family, and he doesn't want Sam to go through that.
Yeah.
I want to know more about that.
Yeah.
What is that?
Seems like trouble.
What happened to Dad? So the imam finishes kind of like the group prayer. I don't know if it's called a prayer or not, but he finishes, his bit for like the bigger congregation, and then Sam goes up to pronounce his shahada in front of all these people, and I couldn't help wondering the whole time, like, did these people know that they were going to a wedding today?
Yeah, right. I was kind of wondering that.
When they
or
showed
be
up,
on TV, yeah.
Yeah, when they showed up to pray, did they know that they were going to witness a wedding?
Yeah.
Then he does his shahada, and Citra said she taught him how to do the shahada, and she's proud of him. It doesn't seem like he's said those words before.
He pronounced them pretty well.
You think?
I think for being a country bumpkin, he was like, never heard Arabic. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. He just, I think it was just like the terror in his eyes and on his face that made me second guess it, but.
Yeah.
So, and then they do their wedding thing, and Citra is for some reason holding a huge yellow binder.
Yeah.
I didn't know what that was about. We have no indication what that was about.
Yeah.
And Herman agrees.
Yep.
So wedding's over really quickly.
Yeah. I'm thinking they must be like actually pretty decent in person or something, because Herman came around to him pretty quickly, even with all like the horrible news. Yeah. And Herman being a fucking police officer himself.
I don't
know.
I could see Sam having like a very gentle demeanor, because he seems like a gentle person even though he says creepy stuff.
Yeah. And he seems pretty authentic.
Yes. Yeah. I don't see him giving off like the terrible vibe that like a Clayton or a Rob would give off.
Exactly.
Just be like very physically off-putting.
Yeah.
So yeah, Herman's very moved. Everyone's crying.
Yep.
Seems like a good day. And then they're going to go have their American wedding. And it seems like there's some panic about who the officiant is going to be in the next time on.
Yeah. Who
But
knows?
who
Just
knows?
little clips.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Only one more. Ashley and Manuel.
Yep. Yeah. They worked pretty well. I think this was like the first episode where they didn't get into it at all. Like, they didn't argue at all. I don't think they had one argument this episode.
I don't think they argued during their bachelorette party.
Maybe not. Yeah, they didn't
Yeah,
do that too.
they've been like pretty chill since they've gotten to Florida.
Better. Yeah.
They're on the beach where they're going to get married, and Manuel says he's ready. He's ready to be married.
Yeah.
He seemed very relaxed. I think this man just needs to be on a beach.
Yeah, he just
needs to be near water.
Yeah.
And he's happy.
Yeah, true.
Like, she took him to like the lake. He was having a good time. She took him to Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
He like came in his pants.
Yeah.
And then she's taking him to this beach, and he's just like stoked. So they talk to Manuel's mom. Ashley asked him to set up the call, and he did it. This is like a 180 Manuel from the Manuel that we saw at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that, like, first episode Manuel?
Yeah.
Just setting up a call after Ashley asked him to.
Yeah.
Like, no fucking way.
So glad it's finally happening, though.
Yeah, Mom says she just wants them to understand and respect each other, and then, like, everybody's crying because they can't be together.
Yeah.
And it's not how they would have wanted it, but Ashley says that she'll take care of him.
Yeah. And it was good. It was, like, finally, like, Manuel was, like, the middle for so long, feeling like he had to bridge Ashley and his family, and then, like, Ashley being apart, and, like, obviously showing a lot of empathy. Like, she was crying too, and voiced that she felt bad for, you know, taking him away from his family, essentially. Is like, yeah, crucial.
Yeah. I don't want to be too much of a hater because I think Ashley speaks really good Spanish.
Yeah.
She obviously is able to communicate pretty well with Manuel and his mom. But she doesn't really conjugate anything.
Yeah.
And I'm just surprised that after living with and speaking to Manuel, who is like conjugating the way that he does, like using more complex like sentence structure, that she hasn't picked any of it up over the last 3 months.
Yeah. I mean, if everybody gets what she's saying, I guess whatever. Yeah.
Because I know, but it's like it's like if you wrote out a sentence in English and then like drew a line down and like wrote the Spanish word underneath, like it's like that's how she speaks Spanish.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's a little bit awkward to listen to. But anyways, I'm just surprised she hasn't picked up any more kind of like complex grammar from
speaking
him.
it every day.
So dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh my god. Yeah. It was such a dramatic little recording. It was like, oh my goodness. Putting your guest at serious danger. I was like, what? Like,
well, I don't know. How you're from the South.
Yeah.
So how seriously do you take hurricanes?
I mean, if it's a hurricane or even a tropical storm, like, it is serious. You would not want to be on the beach when it's coming through. But also, this phone call's the day before the wedding. Like, there's no guessing whether you're going to get hit the next day or not, right? Like, a week out, sure, it's like a storm might be coming, like, we don't know, but this is like less than 24 hours. You know whether it's going to rain or not.
Okay.
To some extent. Like, there's rain every day, basically, on the beach there. That just is what it is. But, like, we're talking about a hurricane, you know?
Okay, so your reaction of this being ridiculous is more like his assertion that it might not rain. Or it might not be a hurricane.
But at the same time, they're like at the beach that day and it's fine. So they're not in a hurricane yet. I mean, we don't know the exact like whether one was actually coming in.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, it just seemed very weird. Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody just check the weather channel. Like,
yeah.
I don't know what y'all are doing here. Guessing.
Yeah, we're all going on hearsay from Armando. Who the fuck is Armando?
Who the fuck's Armando? Yeah, I don't trust him.
So then Ashley goes into like a fugue state.
Yeah.
Like her eyes like black out. And like this is kind of what she did when she was going to pick up Manuel and hadn't heard from him in like 3 days, and she like has to call her sister and she's like having a panic attack while she's driving. And then she's sitting on the bed freaking out, and she picks up a 24-ounce iced coffee.
The go-to. Yeah.
Just her emotional support iced coffee.
Yeah. Forgot about her coffee addiction until that show. That cup was like beautiful.
I just love that she's like, wow, my heart's racing. I'm sweating. My palms are clammy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something that's going to make all of that worse.
Yeah.
She said she wanted to marry Manuel as close to the full moon in Pisces as possible. And also tomorrow's the last day they can possibly get married.
Yeah.
Why are these people getting married last minute?
Yeah.
You know, if I was in this situation, I would have a wedding planned within like 3 weeks and we would have time to chill.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, like first time they really hung out together in the U.S.
Yeah.
Only have 90 days. And then she was like, I don't want to, waste all this, like 2.5 years or something. Like, that's not even a long time, So, like, in my mind, take your sweet time, but...
That's fair. I guess I just also, and maybe this would nullify the entire freaking premise of the show, but I'm just like, are you really going to send someone back? Are you going to deport your fiance because you had a bad time in like the first 90 days of them being in the U.S.?
I mean, potentially.
Okay, that's fair. I'm just like, if you're spending all this money, shouldn't you be sure?
Well, you have no way of being sure until you spend it. So, I don't know.
I just, just the way people do their lives is different than I would. But whatever. So she's talking to her younger sister, who also talked her down from the panic attack that she was having on the way to the airport.
Yeah.
And her sister is just like, okay, well, what happens if you don't get married on the beach tomorrow because of a hurricane?
Yeah. My life implodes. Yeah. Oh my God.
Like, Ashley is so...
Drama queen.
She's such an anxious person. Like, she can't, like, comprehend a different outcome.
Yeah.
This is, like, I kind of...
Can't find a tarp somewhere. Nope. Life's over at that point. Yeah.
She also says, like, she's never worked harder for anything in her life.
Yeah.
And I guess they went through a lot of emotional shit, and that would probably count.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I feel like... Also, like, your relationship being the hardest thing you've worked for in your life, that to me is kind of telling on yourself.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it wasn't a relationship. It was like, I'd imagine the paperwork side of it sucks for getting the visa and all that.
You're being too reasonable.
Sorry. That's why I'm not on this show more often, all right? I'm not loud enough.
Clearly. Yeah, I mean, obviously they're going to get married. I imagine maybe it'll just happen in, like, the backyard of that cute house. Like, that's a pretty cute house. They got a pool.
Why not?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Also, like, just go to the freaking courthouse and have your fun wedding when it doesn't have to be, like, on such a time crunch.
You wait until the last day. Just, like, get it done.
Yeah. Extend your Airbnb a couple more days and do it when the hurricane's Oh, can you do that?
What?
If a hurricane comes through, can you just like hang out on the beach a couple days
I mean,
later?
if it's a tropical storm, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. I just realized like, oh shit, it's probably gonna be
We'll go for the eye of the hurricane. That'd be sick.
fucked up.
That would line up some stuff. Yeah.
Why do people live in Florida?
I don't know. Yeah.
Like you're just
You're asking for it.
whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
So next time on, Sophie's mom, it seems like she's like staying at the apartment or something, and she's screaming at Rob about how his apartment sucks, and I bet that's hilarious because that woman is ridiculous.
Yeah. I can't say I'd want to actually be in a room with her, but it makes good TV.
She's like a Muppet.
Yeah, she's. She is.
Jasmine is crying right before her wedding, like bawling her eyes out.
Talking to a family member or something.
And it looks like they just set up like 8 chairs, not even in the barn.
Yeah.
It's just like outside this facility.
Yeah. So Gino cheaped out again and rented the yard instead of the barn.
You made the comment while we were watching, like, Jasmine has the cheapest idea for a wedding.
Yeah.
If Gino is stressed out about everything.
Yeah. Eloping, 2 flights and a couple other things. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
What's his problem?
I don't know.
He likes his family or some shit. Yeah, Sam doesn't have an officiant, ? I also noticed that his brother is wearing a backwards trucker hat at the wedding. Which,
yeah.
I don't know, is that a Missouri tradition?
I don't know anything
don't
about
know.
Missouri.
Yeah. Nikki's going back to the U.S. Just Igor says, I want to be with her so many more minutes. Not seconds.
Yeah, minutes.
Minutes. Like,
Yeah.
okay. And then Anali is late to the wedding, and it's maybe a fake out that she leaves, but I hope that she does, because that would be great.
Yeah.
Because, okay, how much money would it take for you to hold hands with Clayton?
I mean, depends how long, but it would have to be a few bucks.
You had to hold his clammy, soft hands for 10 minutes.
Yeah. Let me get 10 minutes. That's kind of long. I want a couple $100 at least.
Okay. Usually Diana comes up with fun fuck, marry, kills, but mine's going to be kind of lazy.
Okay.
So, just Gino's family members. Dana, Michelle, Tony.
Tony's the nephew.
Yeah.
I'll probably kill Tony. I mean, just, yeah, seems young and dumb. Dana's a bear, so, I'll fuck him. And then Michelle seems like the sweet one. She's patting Jasmine on the back, so we'll go with marriage there.
Wow, you're into bears? Is that why you like me? Because I'm big and hairy?
Oh, yeah. So chest hair does it for me, man.
I think I'm going to go pretty different than you.
Oh,
Although
yeah.
I would still marry
answer,
still marry Michelle.
Yeah.
She seems like the least psychotic.
Yeah.
Killing Dana, that guy he
was real bad before. He's okay this episode, but before he was really shitty.
I just really can't deal with people that are like constantly red.
Yeah.
And it's not like rosacea. I get that people have rosacea. Like he's just like a very
holding in all your emotions all the time.
Yeah. Why is he so red? Get rid of him.
Yeah.
And then it's not that I'm attracted to Tony. It's not that I think Tony is interesting or has anything good to say. But it's just because he's the last one left.
Okay. Wow. All right. I'm watching out for Tony now.
All right. Well, that's all for us this week. Thank you, Luke.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
We will be back next week. Have a good one. Bye.